and the ancestors are looking out for us. Todd Hayes is exposing them, man.
Okay, you see that chair right there? See how big it is?
Yeah.
Now look at the Pope chair under it. Scroll down, look at the Pope chair under it.
Never have it been made so clear.
Young TV. Young.
We running the game right now.
Young TV.
Time to take over.
Young
We the hottest in the game. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. If you just not tuned in.
TV.
Share, like on your Instagram, Facebook.
Young TV.
If you tuned in, we broadcasting live from 2030, baby.
Young TV. Young
Taking over the game, baby. Oh yeah.
Young TV.
Hit that like.
Young TV.
Get them likes up in the air, you heard me?
Young TV.
Ride by. Hotel Islam.
Young TV.
Assalamu alaikum. Flown lesson.
Young TV. Go back and look it up. Tribes march totem pole to DC. That's taking back that 10 square mile that the Masonic lodges of different degrees had left signatures in the form of sacred geometry on the ground in order to conjure that motherfucking energy of power to the artificial government source. It don't work no more because we know what it is. If we didn't know what it is, it would continue to operate as business as usual. But I ain't no regular motherfucker, and this ain't business as usual, right? So the Crips and the Bloods is here actually, and the Vice Lords, to get rid of the police, right? So this becomes a problem because the police, a lot of the clans don't even know that the police is the enemy, and they work for the enemy in ignorance, right? The tribes are supposed to police their own neighborhoods, and as long as it ain't no outside hanky-panky, they know what happened. Soon as some outsiders come in, that kind of murky the waters, and the tribes don't know what's going on, and then they know that it's some foreigners on the land, some imposters and some invaders. When we go back to governing our local communities, letting the fathers be the motherfucking police of the neighborhood where they can help guide the children for the mothers, then we can start being effective again. But we don't want to do that. We talking, too much about what the system gonna do. Kill that bullshit. That shit is over with. Right? Then we got good old Dr. Sebi. Herbalist from New York moved to Honduras to set up his tribal network. That's currently the home of Aaliyah and Lisa Lefi Lopez. They refused to come back participating in the shenanigans. And they said, we gonna do what Tupac do, wake us when we free. Whatever the fuck that mean. We here to wake their ass up though. So Dr. Sebi pissed off the Food and Drug Administration and Big Pharma. Right? Them was his sworn enemies. This is why he had to move to Honduras in the first place. But he not the only one. It's another doctor got an herbal program named Dr. Africa. Right? It's some more of them. The lady they kept shooting with the radiation until she died from cancer, Dr. Hulda Clark, so that they can say that none of her, they can discredit her because they shooting her with radiation and she don't even know it. Right? But they murder her. but she was belligerent to Big Pharma. The same as Dr. Joel Wallach. Dead Doctors Tell No Lies is his signature lecture. You could probably find it on YouTube. Dead Doctors Tell No Lies, or Dead Doctors Tell No Tale, Dr. Joel Wallach, where he understands that in 98% of your ailments is due to malnutrition of some sort, right? They got us dying from accumulated sleep deprivation, accumulated dehydration, because they keep telling us all of the wrong information about the functions and the mechanics of the body. So as long as they doing that, all of our healers become belligerent to the state, right? The educational system, I can't leave out Dr. Suzar, blacked out through whitewash. Y'all can't forget her. So while y'all doing y'all research on the stuff I'm saying, Dr. Suzar goes in. She ain't for no game. Blacked out through whitewash. They had an abridged version years ago. We used to photocopy it and pass it around. But I used it until I exhausted it as a guideline for my research. The unabridged or the abridged version, which was just like a little pamphlet of highlights. And I used that as my research guide. Everything that she talked about, I went to go research. And she was talking about some of everything. And I'm like, I want to know who this person is. Back then, I didn't know if it was a man or a woman. All I knew was their name was Suzar. But since I was able to find lectures and stuff on YouTube and order a couple of books by Dr. Suzar, but y'all need to check her out. She badass. Another one you need to check out while I'm giving y'all references is the Sema Yoga Institute in Florida, Muwata Ashby. He got a lot of great information and a lot of good teachings that can help a lot of us, and it's tied to the old Kemetic or Egyptian systems of mysteries to help you unlock certain aspects of your heart and mind in order to be more of assistance to yourself and others around you. It ain't no good. If you can't be no good to yourself, you ain't gonna never be no good to nobody else. That's why shadow work and attitude and perspective of information, the way you look at the world, the more gloom and doom you apply to your condition, the more gloom and doom you spewing out into the world. When you can't find no way to find out how to make yourself feel better, how to shift your paradigm, you're going to be stuck in a negative paradigm that doesn't serve your interests. So it's a lot of people out here with this victim mentality that's making life worse for everybody around them by not correcting that victim mentality. So that's a critical aspect of complete liberation of a people, is to break from the mentality of being a victim. Break from that. Anything that make you have to hate somebody to feel good about yourself is a fraudulent motivator. It's not true. If you have to downgrade another individual in order to feel good about what you're doing, then you in the wrong lane. Your lane is congested. You either got somebody putting pitfalls in your path, or you got rocks in the lane, in the fast lane, that can cause a crash. But whatever it is, if it makes you feel good to put another person down, that paradigm is flawed, and it's never going to serve your highest good, nor your best interest, nor the interest of anybody around you. If you don't want your children to surpass you, that's not going to never serve our greatest good. You want all your children to be better than you, so you want to teach them the best information you can teach them as soon as you can give it to them, so they can get started being a better person at an earlier age than we figured that shit out. Right? And right now, with the rising of the matriarchy, we got to prepare 7 generations of improvements to the next 7 generations of children. And if we not prepared to do that, we not fit to be here. We not fit to be parents or elders. We have to be willing to give the children opportunity to advance beyond where we currently at. It's the whole concept of a midget on the giant's shoulders. Well, imagine a giant putting a giant on his shoulders, right? How far can that giant see over that midget? This is what we're trying to do. We're trying to make our children be bigger and greater than we was, and they can stand on our shoulders and see further into the future of making a better future than we can. They're going to be more creative than us. They're going to be more intelligent than us. They're going to be physically stronger and more agile than us. They're going to know faster how to make the decisions than we did because we was taught not to think, right? So when we go into the new age under the matriarchy, right, we gonna have people like, if you Google this, the other Bush family, this a family of geniuses. She is going to be one of the people helping us write our curriculum. She got all her children graduated university in their teen years. Only over here in America do we drag K through 12 out from K through university. That doesn't make sense to me. Everywhere else, K through 12 is carried out in K through 6. Sixth graders is doing the work, or fourth graders is doing the work some of our seniors is doing. That's not normal, right? So we all heard about Rashad Jamal and the case he on. Most of us don't know like how infiltrators slid up under him, made him isolate himself from people that can spiritually give him the support he need. But who did he piss off? Who was his enemy? Toussaint Louverture was the primary instigator. He was the general that went to the Dutty Bookman, and they got together with some sisters to overthrow the French in Haiti, Napoleon's army to be exact, and they won. Well, just because we come back don't mean these motherfuckers don't know who he is. They know that that's Toussaint reincarnated, right? They well aware of that. It was the holders of the Louisiana Purchase that's the problem. He's a problem for. He's a problem for them because as this canal is about to be finished in Haiti, and when they turn that water on, that's the return of the Sweetwater, the closing of the Haitian Revolutionary Conjure. And he have to go back to Haiti, right? But they playing the same fucking story out in reverse. The same story. Go back and look at Toussaint's life. Look at Rashad's. The only difference is the cause of the allegation, right? They use sex crimes against the leadership for one reason. The allegation is the evidence. That's it. They don't need nothing else but the allegation, because the allegation is the key piece of evidence to give you a sex case. And this is what make that shit so dangerous when you playing with the judicial system and they using children as bait in order to take people that would be leaders out of the community, right? The child gonna grow up and realize what happened when they was a child. I've seen so many letters where women use molestation to win divorce settlements and got their husbands or ex-husbands locked up, and then the children writing them letters when they grown saying, "We sorry, we lied on you, daddy." And some of these guys don't even want to talk to their own kids after the trauma of being convicted of some shit they didn't do. But people writing in telling them. So the trauma to the child of a parent convincing them to accuse another person of some shit they didn't do is as bad as the trauma of being falsely accused for some shit that you didn't do. So you got two people traumatized now off allegations that, you know, they got more information on the prosecutorial side that's known as exculpatory evidence that they never revealed during the trial. And he an enemy to the French Revolution, to the motherfucking French Republic that settled Haiti. That's who he pissed off. Directly, not indirectly. When they heard him say that he was Toussaint, they was full throttle on the government head. Get that nigga, get him, and get him now. Now you got these motherfuckers going back trying to pile shit on that the man don't know nothing about. You know. So that's who he pissed off. When you know the power of the enemy that people piss off, you know the kind of power that's coming down on their shoulders to shut them the fuck up. Right? That's why I don't do no congregating nowhere. That's why I don't charge nobody no money. That's why I don't be going to no meet and greets. Because they'll never get me caught up in the same. I'm just going to keep telling the truth in the public domain. And they going to have to figure out how to get me. I'm not finna be part of no cults. You not finna call me no cult leader. I don't got no communities nowhere. No, none of that shit not gonna work. Right? And if a motherfucker say I did something to him, no, they had to come wherever the fuck I'm at because I'm stuck in the cave of the ancient and I can't go nowhere. Right? That's how you know. I am not finna be caught up in that bullshit. I done seen too many real players fall to let these bitch niggas beat me. Which takes me to Tupac, Biggie, DMX, Old Dirty Bastard, Eazy-E. It's a whole conglomerate of industry artists and entertainers that became actors, like Tyrese, Snoop. They got into movies and they got into music in order to drag the contract fraud out front. This is how we was able to compare it to the sharecropping agreements, right? We able to compare the music artists and the actors to the sharecropping agreements because they was being robbed of royalty rights. What you don't know if you're not in the industry, right? Your royalties is your retirement. That's your retirement funds. If you in the industry, the money you make with your shows and your record sales, not really record sales, was promotional. And this is how the royalties end up being a retirement program. And that's Sam Cooke, SARS Records. This is how long this shit been going on. Otis Redding. They murdered Otis Redding for his masters. They murdered Sam Cooke for his business and his wife. Right? So when you looking back on the historical record that the enemy told you, just be aware them motherfuckers didn't lie to us the whole step of the way. They only tell us the story that's gonna make us resist the least. Right? They got us believing that in order to resist, we have to go do a riot or we got to march somewhere. No. Leave it, just walk away. Go home, sit down, and don't do shit till they system fall. Because when the matriarchy come online, everybody gonna get what they earn. Good, bad, or indifferent. All I can say is for all you motherfuckers that didn't do a good work, that doesn't have a good reward coming, it's good riddance. I hate to be you. But that's what all of the East Coast, West Coast rivalry, right? The South and the, all of this stuff is infiltrating the music industry as an artist. At the same time, you using the cover of the music industry as an artist to connect with other chiefs in other parts of the land so that we can create an established network of chiefs across the land prepared at a moment's notice to overthrow the corporation. How you gonna know the corporation overthrow? Look for them motherfuckers that's protecting Trump to flip the bow ties. When you see that shit, FOI is the security of the nation right now. But until the end, just sit back and watch. You watch the news reporters switch out. The news reporters switch out mean that the information is about to come forward. That's what that means. I've been saying this for years, but a lot of people haven't been seeing me for years, so they wouldn't know. Right? The banking industry would love to shut up my guy, Dr. Claude Anderson, Black Labor, White Wealth. The understanding of the economic stability of a group of people, a cross-section of the community. We going back to banking Big Mama style, the family bank. Every family's supposed to have a bank, and when you don't have a family bank, you have somebody in the family that's going to end up in poverty. The family bank is to prevent poverty anywhere on the land. We not never supposed to have nobody homeless. We not never supposed to have nobody without a meal to eat or a place to sleep or clothes on their back. Big Mama house, where we used to go when our life is not going how we wanted to in the new town we in or the big city or wherever we go. And we need to regroup, get back on our feet, get a few dollars, get a hot meal. We go to Big Mama house. And the crazy part is we didn't even have to go to our direct Big Mama house. If once one of my homeboys had a Big Mama, I used to be able to go to her house. Well, the first thing she gonna do is say, who your peoples? And when you say, oh, my Big Mama is so-and-so, she gonna say, oh yeah, I know who that. I'm let me go call her and let her know you here. Big Mama gonna call, his Big Mama gonna call your Big Mama. Now, if you a bullshit artist, your Big Mama gonna tell her, give him the least amount of shit you can give him because he ain't no earthly good and all he gonna do is squander it. But if you stand up, the Big Mama gonna say, give me anything you ask for, baby. He good. He's the type that'll reciprocate. In the matriarchy, that's more important than being able to give somebody something is being willing to reciprocate. You might not have nothing to give them. But if you're willing to reciprocate, well, thanks for this $10,000. I don't got much, but I do know how to help do construction. Let me help you build that barn you was working on. Reciprocate. That's more important than having the means right now. The willingness to reciprocate. The gratitude for somebody don't owe you nothing doing something for you. That gratitude is what make the person that don't owe you nothing glad they was able to do for you. Because that gratitude is what generates that love loop and facilitates and feed the love energy like fertilizer do plants. Right? So we have to remember these things. So we got people like Dr. Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. You got people like Susie Orman, that's investment, telling you how to manage your finances, your day-to-day finances. But our champion of community economics is Dr. Claude Anderson. And a close second is, I think his name, Randall, The Debt. He wrote a book called The Debt. Richard Randall, I think is his name. The book is called The Debt, What America Owe Black America, right? But reparations is a deception. They got the whole reparations thing going in order to take our eyes off of the land. They want us to believe we came from Africa and we deserve reparations so they can say, see, they don't belong here. Give them some reparations and move them off the land. But we ain't buying the banana in the tailpipe. We can see through that shit. Right? So group economics is how are we going to get the banks to work together? Right? So we don't nobody buy nothing individual. Everything is bought in bulk. right? And it's all stored at the warehouse, in the warehouse at Big Mama house. Might have 10 hangers full of shit. One full of clothes, one full of food, one full of building supplies, one full of auto supplies. Whatever we buy in bulk. That's how we did. That's why they couldn't never get none over on us until they came with the sharecropper agreement. Because now they can use so-called acts of God to justify them taking our land from us. So what they do is, this is what they used to do to the sharecroppers. They come in after they just stopped us from having access to seed. Now we can't grow nothing for 3, 4, 5 years. And then they come in and say, well, I'm going to offer you a loan to help you get back on your feet. First of all, that was belligerent to our culture, lending people anything that has interest attacked to it. If it got interest attacked to it, you are not supposed to lend in the Americas prior to Columbus's arrival, right? When they tell you that the natives had slaves, no, we didn't. No, we didn't. We didn't believe in that shit. But what we did tell you is, if you're going to be here, motherfucker, you're going to earn your keep. That's what Big Mama used to tell them. That's not no slave. Earning your keep and being a slave is two different things. But they want us to think that all of the strangers that drifted in the Big Mama house and she told them to earn their keep and they went out and helped with the chores, that they were slaves. That's bullshit, and anybody believe it don't know who they people. Right? But when those blackamoors came, they had Mongolian slaves. They had Huns as slaves. They had Vedics as slaves. They had Irishmen as slaves. Right? They had Englishmen as slaves. But what they did is they told us that they had us as slaves. That's not true. When the motherfuckers got kicked out of Europe, they brought their slaves with them. They didn't leave their slaves behind. Because who was going to kiss their ass? Who they was going to use as the blood shield to pretend like they the royal family while the real royal family hide behind them and get orders. Right? So, we understand the power of a man's enemies. You can understand the amount of oppression that falls on his shoulders. See, they want R. Kelly money so bad, but somebody put his money in a fucked up ass system that they can't steal it. He can't even get to it until he get a certain age. It's a graduated payout, and can't nobody access his full finances, and that's why they put him in there, because they know that he only got a 2nd grade education. The motherfucker can't read and write. He's an idiot savant, a musical genius, but an intellectual idiot. And they don't know how his motherfucking paperwork got so tight. I say blame it on the minister. You know me. I ain't too many smart motherfuckers out there that know how to navigate that system of entertainment like the minister. And y'all don't know he used to be a violin player years ago. So when you go to the Haitian Revolution, you remember it was a guy called Duddy Bookman. And he was what we would call in modern times the master of ceremonies for the voodoo call of the Haitian Revolution. Today we call him Orisha Stone. That's his reincarnated form. But he become important because he is the one who first recognized the sorcery that the Scottish Rite was using to win their wars. The blood magic, the sex magic, and the money magic. And he challenged them directly to their face. He told them, if you motherfuckers want to, well, the way the story is, he told the devil himself. That means the lead priest out of all these priests that came over here, the lead priest was in Haiti. And Duddy Bookman faced him and told him, if you want to fight this war, I'm willing to fight it with you if it take us 200 years. Ain't that something? So when they start closing shit out on the Haitian revolutionary side, and you start seeing them banging these gavels and doing these ceremonies, most of us don't remember enough of the culture to know these are big fucking deals for us in our liberation. They told us to duck from voodoo, duck from hoodoo, Santeria, brujeria. They said them are works of the devil. Devil is adversary. Our people been doing that shit for hundreds of thousands of years. How these Johnny come lately 1,500-year-old, 2,000-year-old religions gonna tell us not to practice the balancing of the energies of the earth by balancing the tribes? Why would we think that that was some enemy shit? That's the most sanest shit we can do. Balance the energy in the community, to balance the tribes, to balance and restore balance to the earth. And the smartest way to do it is restore the matriarchy. That's just the smartest way to balance everything out. Because once the great mother is put back on her throne and the great law is reestablished, everything run exactly how it's supposed to work. Imagine you got a clock and instead of running frontwards, that motherfucker run backwards all day. Keep you confused. Well, we just want the clock to run frontwards. We don't want it to run backwards no more, upside down. Because that was the great trick. To turn everything upside down and backwards and to use what we call the science of vaccination, to use the chemical of our history, take it and gut it out and give us the shell as if it's the actual history. Right? They got it's the same science as the vaccine. Right? You take take the core of the virus out, inject the body with the shell of the virus, the body builds an immune system to it. They take the core of your history out, give you a shell of it, you think you got the real thing. Nope. We not buying it. Chief Rod said, fuck the bullshit. We not buying that. We can get back into position by restoring the great mother. Right? That's hashtag 00 raise the matriarchy. Every one of us, black, white, Hispanic, whatever the fuck classification they want to give us, need a copy of Dr. Neely Fuller's Breaking the Counter Code to White Supremacy. It's actually called the United Independent Compensatory Code Concept System for Breaking the Chains of White Supremacy. Because once you understand what he's telling you in that book, he's telling you what 9 areas of people activity the enemy is controlling. How you supposed to function in order to take your power back from said enemy. Once you understand that, you realize Francis Cress Wells in ISIS paper, Keys to the Colors. The keys to the colors is the keys to the games that they play, using the codes of the colors to conceal the dirty players that's playing the game. Oh God, you double, George Burns. Same motherfucker, different suit. Right? So when you realize how the game is being played, you can be more effective in your role playing the game. Right? So we gravitate toward the science of the 9 ether because the 9 ether is the highest form of spiritual expression that can manifest in the 3D world. Anything higher than that would cause the 3D world to implode on itself. Right? And we would go right back to the whatever ether beyond 9, because the power is so great. When we talking 9 ether, we talking 9 to the 9th power of 9. Right? So anything that come into the 3D flips from the 9 to the 6 in order to facilitate the 3. It's an upside down insertion. It's a reverse birth. So when you tying these things together, you got to look across spectrums. Right? Why did J. Roger write Nature Knows No Color Line? Why did he write Sex and Race? What is he telling you? Why did he write Superman to Man? What is he telling you? Why did W.E.B. Du Bois write about something called a warring soul? What is he telling you? Right? And there's other pieces of material along the way you can get that help you understand that stuff. Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. Right? The Law of Success in 16 Lessons by Napoleon Hill. Right? Awakening the Giant Within by Anthony Robbins. Right? Unlimited Power, Black Choice by Anthony Robbins, and I think his name is Claude Green. Right? So, when you want to understand more about what's going on in the world, you need these other little intangible tools to add to your ability to perceive from multiple angles. The more angles your perception can assimilate, then the more clearer you can see. It's called flipping the Lucifer lens, which ties you right back to how the eyes perceive you as walking upright and we all upside down, right? So flipping the Lucifer lens is to flip everything right side up on the level, right? Instead of upside down and backwards. So this is where you get your north, south, east, and west four horses of the apocalypse come as the four winds, and the four winds is only here to blow all of the people in shape. It's to realign shit that helps you see better what you see. Right? So by understanding the power of a person's enemy, now you can understand how much pressure they can apply to shut a motherfucker up. Right? Another thing that I was told is to tell y'all the purpose of a proxy. What a proxy is somebody that stand in for a person that's not present. Example, if a chief sends somebody to meet with another chief and the chief is not available, they got several options. They got what they call a deputy chief that can see you, or they can send out a scout chief, which is actually a chief in training that has to put in his due diligence in traversing the land and meeting with various other chiefs until he get his rank up. Then he go from being a scout to whatever his specialty is as the chief. We don't know our culture. We get trapped in not knowing that the chief is not disrespecting us when he send us a deputy chief. He's just indisposed at the moment and he can't entertain us himself. But he wanted to make sure that we had somebody that was competent enough to deal with whatever the issue we might be coming to get assistance for, or who can receive the answer who we coming to give assistance for, right? So problem solving is the function of the leadership. That's all their job is. When the community is not running the way it's supposed to run, the leadership is supposed to say, this is the problem and this is the solution. When you don't have a solution to the problem, you go sit your ass down and let somebody with a solution stand up. Because you got a lot of people out here, they got these people running around telling you they gods. I don't got no problem with it personally. I just want to know, what do gods do? If you a god, what do you do that the mortals don't do? Right? What's the difference between the god and the king? Right? And when you see the difference in the two, what do the king do that the god don't do? What do the god do that the king don't do? What about the emperor? What's the difference between the emperor and the god? And what do the emperor do that the god don't do? And what do the god do that the emperor don't do? And what do the emperor do that the king don't do? And what do the king do that the emperor don't do? When you don't understand none of that stuff, you don't understand power. By understanding power, God, the God man is simply this. The God man is the man who's slain his ego sufficiently enough to explain to you why the woman is God. That's it. That's the God man. That's all he gonna tell you. That's the great secret. The God man is the man who got enough self-confidence to tell you the truth that the woman is God. That's it. That's when he in his divine masculine, he don't give a fuck about appearance's sake. I'm going to tell it like it is, good, bad, or indifferent. I don't care who don't like it. I'm going to stand in the position and right and tell the truth and shame the goddamn devil, which is the adversary. And the adversary is the opponent. And the opponent is the enemy on the other side of the chessboard. And in order to shut him down, the God man had to step forth to proclaim that the woman is God. You can't be in your ego about patriarchy. Because patriarchy was created by matriarchs to give you motherfuckers some sense of power. Then y'all let that shit go to y'all head. So the divine feminine is the thing that the divine masculine want to see the most in the community or cultural system that brings the most divine feminines is the matriarchy, because the man gonna be a man and the woman gonna be a woman, and there is not gonna be any confusion in the two. It won't be no motherfucking confusion in the two. The man gonna know when he need to beat the fuck up somebody, and the woman gonna know when she need to inform her man that this other motherfucker won't get right. Under the current system, we don't know if we need to tell our brother or our sister. Because the sister be more man than half these niggas, and then the man be more bitch than half the women. Like, what the fuck? So we don't even know who, the women don't know who to tell. She don't know whether to call her homegirl or call her uncle for the problem. Somebody want to fight. Who I call? Do I call my homegirl? Do I call my uncle? How many of them niggas is it? Right? That's a confusion system. All you gotta do is avoid the confusion. Put the power where it belongs. Don't feel no way about it. Give everybody their shit that they rightfully got coming. And then everybody can deal with everybody on the level. And if you're not willing to do that, then you don't need to be here. Everybody need their own shit so that everybody can be self-reliant, so that we can raise the next generation to be more self-reliant than we are. It's all about what we gonna do for the babies. We shot our motherfucking wad. We had our day in the sun, our chance to be great. What we gonna do for these babies to get out their motherfucking way? Right? Now, I understand if you're an athlete, you want to fight and hold on to your youth as long as possible. In them situations, you're supposed to hold your crown long as you can, but one of these young motherfuckers still gonna come along and knock you off your throne sooner or motherfucking later. Right? The smartest thing is to embody your God self. You don't need no throne now. Because when you embody your God self, you just want to see everybody be their best self. You don't want nothing else. If everybody can be their best self, then let me facilitate that shit. Right? The Queensland, Australia. The Queensland is the Ashanti stool. Flip your map upside down. Pull out the Ashanti stool picture and do a side-by-side analysis of the Queensland and the Ashanti stool. This is the stool of matriarchal leadership. There are several other tribes that also have a similar stool. But the Ashanti stool is because of Irv Gotti's Murder Inc. and Ashanti as the ride or die chick in the war. Because of that, we use the Ashanti stool. We also give reverence to Queen Anzinha, who fought off the British, the Dutch, and the Portuguese when her brother was being a bitch-ass nigga. And because he didn't know how to command his troops, her and her sisters went and put them niggas in check. It's just what it is. Some of these women are better generals. right? And if they better generals, you need to put them in the war room and let them give you the strategy of a superior general, and stop trying to worry about what's under her skirt and worry about what's between her ears. How do she think strategically? Because some of this stuff is like pattern recognition for a lot of women, being that they are the oldest souls that walk the planet, the divine feminine. They can recognize patterns in the game that we overlook. And so to learn the story of these Queen Asantewaa, the Candace Queens, we realize pattern recognition becomes critical to understanding how to fight on any given terrain. We fighting a spiritual war. You need some spiritual warriors to know the spiritual terrain. And water is the physical symbol for spirit. So you need those women that's water warriors to come and fight along with you. But you also need them women that's fireflies to light the way. You mean, it is what it is. We can play these games and drag this shit out, but it's still going, it don't matter how long y'all gonna drag it out. It don't matter how much y'all try to suppress them. These sisters gonna wake up, because I'm gonna keep telling them bits and pieces to the puzzle until they all stand up and say, enough is enough, we want our shit back. And then y'all fuck, because now they got their shit back, because all they gotta do is step up and reclaim it, because I already did all of the leg work, right? And so flip it over, look at Australia, and the queen sits with her back to the east from where we at now, facing the west, and the Americas is under her, and this is the Queen's land. This is why they keep telling us it's the land down under when it's on the top of the fucking planet. They trying to trick us, and that's why they told us hell was hot, but the Africans say hell is freezing cold. Hell is Hellenistic. That means it's Greek. That means it comes from Europe. That means it's snow there. That means that the Africans was right, and that the people that told us that the land down under was Australia was wrong. It's the proper orientation of the planet in order to see your way through the infinity loop and to flip the divine feminine, the great mother, back on her throne, right? So she's sitting up there and she's looking down at the kids playing in the playground. The playground is the cradle of everything. That's the Americas. It is what it is. Y'all don't have to like me. Y'all don't have to agree with me. But you can't fight these receipts. When you go and do what I told you and you look at these receipts, you know, oh, yeah. Like today, I'm not showing receipts. I'm just giving y'all the reference, and y'all can look it up if y'all want to. If y'all don't have to, right? But it's certain stuff that has to be known to the people in order to facilitate the liberation of the mind. Because first, if your mind don't break free, your ass gonna be still in bondage, right? If you look at the picture of George Washington, he's in this picture, he's standing up, and it's an arch. He's standing in an archway doorway. You'll notice that his feet is pointing to the keystone. The keystone is the foundation stone on the bottom, and above him is a capstone, right? And the capstone is the Royal Arc degree. The keystone had to rise up from the bottom off the right hand of the mother into the keystone. When this is why they said Hiram was taken on a northwesterly course and buried in a shallow grave. That was the message to the widow on how to find her son, because from Carolinas to Michigan is the northwesterly course, right? And the shallow grave is the 313. 313 equals a 7, right? And also it represents 3 13s, which is 3 queen mothers, which is a 3 sister seal, right? And that shallow grave just so happens to be in Michigan's right hand of Mother Earth. So to come forth and proceed from the right hand on a northwesterly course That is the hand of the righteous, which is the hand of the sisters, which is the earth's out of the 5% link to the land. The gods only work for the earths. They don't work for the imposters. So the gods come to liberate the earths, and the earths is the sisters, and the sisters is the ones that's mitochondrial tied to the earth that host the divine masculine to come as their defenders by saying, yep, you can leave him, mama. I can host him from here. I can vouch that he's going to be a stand-up motherfucker if you leave. So now your mama ain't got to be here when you become a man to keep you in check. She gave you something called a wife. And if you don't know what's going on, then you better figure it out and figure it out fast. So the same way that they tell the widow that her son is at a northwesterly course in a shallow grave, that's in the reverse telling her son, Hiram, that the shrine is in a southeasterly course, right? Out in the open, unprotected. Right? So now he know what he looking for, and she know what she looking for, and when the two meet, the game is over. So now we waiting for those spokespersons to speak up, but the clans ain't calling they chiefs. The clans, wherever you at, if you got a big papa or a big mama, go honor them. Bring the energy back. Honor them. Call them up on the telephone if you in the far distance from them, and just let them know you honor them. Change the paradigm by altering the energy by your actions and your deeds. And it don't require you to go start a war with nuclear bombs. That's idiot shit. All they get is express honors and gratitude where the honors and gratitude is due. And that changes the paradigm by itself. Right. So the last thing I want to talk about is the Spanish invasion, because they keep telling us the Seminole Wars. That's when they tell us from the Spanish perspective. In the Seminole Wars, the Spanish perspective is that the Seminoles was a mixture of tribes with runaway slaves. Nothing could be further from the truth. The chiefs, the Afro chiefs, and the other chiefs were in alliances across clans. On the West Coast, Pacific Rim, we traded with Asians and intermarried with their royal families, and they gave us the name as a key. And the name that they gave us as a key was the name Lee. So this is from the Asian connection of the tribes telling us that they know who the originals are. And this is why we got Uncle Henry Lee, Auntie Verdi Lee, Bobby Lee, Jimmy Lee, right? All of these Lees as the middle name is the key name. And it's to carry on the cultural reading of the clans and knowing who's who and why they here, where they came from. Everybody that is over here that look Asian didn't come with the Bering Strait migration. Some of them came on boats from the Pacific, and wives were traded with emperors of China and Japan with the chiefs of this land on the west. And we created a whole unique culture from those mixings, because we always try to find the balance in the two when we meet. On the east coast of America, this is why they say the Gullah Geechee is Africans. They not Africans. They was already here. But because the east coast from South Carolina going all the way down into Brazil, in trade and commerce, they also intermarried with the royal families of Africa, the royal families of India, who traded with them across the Atlantic Ocean. And so when they run the narrative, we not supposed to know what we call pre-Columbus history of the land just by reading the structures in the land and the movement of the people. We not supposed to be able to know none of that. But now when you look at it, you will understand what I'm talking about. And the evidence and history bears witness to everything that I'm telling y'all. So when we begin to be called by Big Mama to fight the Gullah Wars, what we call them the Florida Wars or the Gullah Wars, they call them the Seminole Wars. When Big Mama called us, she called us around the time of Columbus because she knew how they was coming and we needed to fight. It wasn't going to be optional or else we was going to get wiped out. And it was because of the long drawn out nature of the war that caused the war to evolve and take on different forms, everything from treaty negotiations to secret societies using native conjurers behind the scenes to suppress the native peoples. We ain't never supposed to know this shit. We ain't never supposed to figure it out. But they said Noble Drew Ali infiltrated the lodges to get the secrets out in the public domain, right? So when you go back, there's a boat race they do every year in Florida, I think since 75. It's a commemorative boat race that's reenacting the Spanish invasion of Florida. But most of us don't know it for that because they got it under the name of some yacht club and as if it's just a social event for rich people to drive their yachts up the river, which is not the case. It's the reenactment of the Spanish invasion. When Ponce de Leon in 1513 was the first one to reach Florida and start the fight with in the Keys with the natives, right? On his heels, De Soto came between 1539 and 1542, and we fought him and whooped his ass and his people, right? This is what gave us gator bait, right? Then you had Menendez de Avilés in 1565. They set up the first city in Florida, which was the first settlement, right? And we used to ride crocodiles like skateboards through the Everglades. You used to be able to go on crocodiles from Florida to Louisiana without ever leaving swamp. Most of the swamps have since been altered by terraforming invading forces using engineers to fill in wetlands with sand that they took from other parts of the land and to chop down trees all across the land. The trees was such a pariah and hindrance to the invading forces that they were setting whole forests on fire. You can drive 75 south through Florida and still see the charred remains of trees jetting out the waters that they had burned down years ago. They still there, right? The crocodiles were sacred to Sobek, the priest. But the crocodile was also sacred to Big Mama. When you look at Ta'ert or Tawaret, you'll see that she has the spine of a crocodile. And she looked like a hippopotamus, but she got the memories of a woman. These is the sacred animals that's sacred to Big Mama. The crocodile gave us a gold liquid, was a cerebral spinal fluid that the Big Mama was used to use to anoint the children when they was born and give them their names in the naming ceremony. This is what the whole anointing and rubbing the head with oil, all that was part of anointing you and tying you to your spiritual ancestor that's going to help guide you through this lifetime. And from there, you're going to learn what your life purpose was, and that's how you find out, right? So the gators wouldn't eat us. So what they started doing is they would start slashing babies till they was bleeding, throwing the babies into the crocodile's mouth with his mouth open, and to get them to start eating the babies, right? Because the adults was unsavory to the gators. So they started with the kidnapped babies they were stealing to chum the waters and to agitate the alligators to bite humans. That's not normal in the Sobek priests. You still got tribes. All you got to do is look up crocodile or alligator tribes, and they'll show you people where alligators don't even meet them. Crocodiles don't even meet them. Different parts of the world, different people. It might be one person and one crocodile or one alligator, but that's the remnant of the past being played out in the present. Everything that we've ever experienced is some kind of strata showing us what it is. Nothing new under the sun. No. So, I think that's all I got for tonight, y'all. So, I hope this was informative enough for y'all to understand that the men of God attract very powerful enemies. And the more active you is in doing God's work, the more powerful the enemy that you will be faced with that's coming to interfere with your progress. Whew. A lot of us are weary from the struggles that we've been through, but we expected the struggles to be difficult and to navigate this shit to be complicated and hard. So my job is to try to clarify these murky waters as much as possible using the light codes that Elijah Muhammad and Malachi York gave me in order to allow y'all to see as deep as I can see within the confines of the oppressive nature of the old regime, and to see the horizon, the new beginning that's springing up in front of us, and a lot of us still overlooking it. We still trying to carry on as business as usual, and it's not business as usual. The Federal Reserve had the land divided into 13 regions based off 13 banks. 12 of them are numbered. The one that's not numbered is in D.C. Ain't that something? That way you ain't never supposed to know that it was 13 central bank that divided your land up, that if the bankers win, that would be the new territory layout according to the banks. They lost too. We know that the banks came in off the IBF and the World Bank using 32-degree Scottish Rite banking systems of the Royals of Europe. We already know that. We already seized their shit. We know that the certificate for the gold surplus of Big Mama was being kept in the Philippines, and that we sent Donald J. Trump as the commander-in-chief to go over there and get our shit. Since they want to use them in the office of the interim government, he can work for us when we clean this shit up. When you play this shit in reverse, the real last president name was George. But you had transitional presidents along the way, Obama and Trump. But if you go back to the beginning, 1776, and you don't got no president into the Constitution named George. But before that, you had interim presidents. Now, look at the time frame between the Continental Congress and the United States Congress. It's like 13 years. You do the math. Obama got elected in what? 2008? 2007, right? In 13 years, take you to 2020. Then 2020 is the fall of the cabal and the beginning of the military purging and tunnel raids. All that started January 6, 2020. Is 13 years. So the same thing you see coming out, you had to see coming in order to match that shit up, right? And so when we got to Article 77 of the Iroquois Confederation, it said that I had the right to serve an eviction, but I had to first wait to see if another chief that was qualified, that was part of the 5 civilized tribes, was going to perform the function. Once they wasn't performing the function, then they got to push me in off the left bump, and then I perform the function. We go about our business, and ain't no hard feelings. I just knew how to do something that somebody else didn't know how to do. And the ancestors say that one who knows is obligated to lead. Believe me, I hate this social media shit. The only thing I don't mind doing is teaching. But I hate social media with a passion. I hate being trapped in a cave with a passion. I hate being estranged from my children with a passion. But somebody had to take the sacrifice in order to liberate the people by educating the minds of the masses. And the internet serves a function for a campaign of information dump to clarify the murky waters and allow you to see using the light codes what you was denied to know, right? Look, go to Google, type in the most dangerous black woman in America. Just do it. Now this the same time, she was around the same time with Rosa Parks, but she didn't get no airplay and didn't ask herself why. They was scared to death of the sister. I ain't gonna even tell y'all her name. I'm gonna let y'all look her up. Most dangerous black woman in the history of America. And why did they call her that? They knew that sooner or later, the matriarchs was gonna begin to wake up. And women like that, women like Fannie Lou Hamer, like Mary McLeod Bethune, are antagonistic and belligerent to their system. They really want to shut them up, especially Fannie Lou. They wanted to shut her up so bad, but the problem is you can't shut up a motherfucker that's right telling the truth, because then you're going to incur the wrath of God, right? So they couldn't shut her up. All they could do was just sit there and watch and hope that we don't pay her no attention. Goddamn, you put her name in there, Lucy Parsons. Oh, I ain't know nobody gonna do it before I was still on here. Yeah, Lucy Parsons is her name. She was a bad mofo. But anytime one of the sisters begin to become aware of, just by meeting with, you don't even have to do a whole lot. All you have to do is come together with no agenda and just have gratitude that you with your sisters. And that energy changes shit fast on Earth. That's the source. That's the code activation of the Earth energy, and the restoring of the matriarchy is for women to start congregating with no agenda other than the children or how to, feng shui, stuff like that, but no actual agenda, no purpose, just come together because we love being sisters together, fixing the problems that we have, help each other put y'all blinds up, decorate, shit like that. That energy signature tells the Earth everything's gonna be all right. And once the Earth realizes everything gonna be all right, it can go on and shift into the new age energy. The old energy is dead. Now we gotta go through this. I don't know what a catalyst is gonna be, but it's gonna be a sudden explosion. boom, all of a sudden, all of these sisters is going to say, we back. We got our shit. We here. And then you're not going to be able to stop the frenzy to follow, because it's going to be rooted in that love energy, and a lot of women just going to bust out and be dancing all over the place. You're going to be in Walmart having to dance. Everywhere you look, sisters dancing. Well, why is all these women dancing like this? They can't help it. It's the energy shift. When they get their shit back, that celebratory energy is infectious, it's contagious, and it's unstoppable. And the last time they had the Salem witch hunts to stop it and tried to kill off every woman that was dancing. This time it's not allowed because it's daytime. Daytime is up. Her time is now. He told his story and it was all a big lie. Now it's her turn to tell her story, and her story is going to always be a love story, because that's all she want to do is love. She just love to love for no reason. Me, I want to fight, but I'd rather turn my war story into a love story, because that's where I find my greatest peace. And I think I done blabbered my mouth long enough. I hope I was able to give y'all some jewels in this mug, but y'all learned something. Everything is working how it's supposed to work. And as soon as we get out of this religious bullshit and get into the frequency of this love energy and gratitude, if you don't know what the love energy feel like, just get in the energy of gratitude, grateful, thankful. And that energy shift in individuals, the more we can get to shift into the gratitude, that's telling the universe, that's telling Mother Earth, that's telling the sun, look, we won, we happy, we victorious, bring it on now, we grateful. That gratitude changes. That's all you gotta do. It's gonna be something so simple. We ain't gonna even know what it is until it happens. It's gonna be something so simple, and all of the women gonna click. And when they click, we get back to heaven on earth. And if you niggas ain't did your self-work, all I can do is say I feel for you. It's just a big white note. Yeah. So I'm gonna wrap it up here. Share the video if y'all want to, and just anticipate a big ass party. That shit coming. Mardi Gras from coast to coast. Imagine what that shit gonna feel like. Think about it. Let it sink into your mind, that your subconscious. Can send that shit up to the universal egregore, the great collective unconscious. Because soon as enough people in the unconscious become aware that we not finna have no nuclear holocaust, no full thermal meltdown, and we finna go into the golden age for the next 7 generations. We finna teach these children how to be their best self and to create the best life for their children. It's over. But we got to shift the paradigm now. The old system is dead. Now we have to shift the paradigm into the new energy. That's what the holdup is. Moving into the new energy, the new frequencies. It don't happen instantly. Just like even if you cook an egg, it cook pretty fast, but it's not instant. You still have to wait till it get from raw egg to the part of done that you want to eat it. It's coming. Now, I don't know what it's going to look like, but I do know it's a couple of key factors, right? Keep an eye on the security for dignitaries coming to America, and look for the bow ties, because they the ones going to have the contract from the Matriarchy to secure the diplomats and the VIPs of the land and the chiefs. And Larry Hoover got to give us a report. He got to come and tell us what's been going on the land for the last 500 years since we've been at war, and if in fact the war is over. That all got to be announced by the chairman of the board. whether he like it or don't like it, whether he want the job or don't want the job. It don't matter either way to me. I'm just here to tell y'all who's responsible for what, who been putting in the work. Show y'all the people putting in the work so y'all can see the work they doing. Because some of the people y'all wasn't aware of, some of them y'all are aware of. And some people are aware of some and not others, and vice versa. But this was not no one-man struggle. This was a relay race with multiple chiefs involved over a prolonged period of a protracted struggle between strategists and people who was going out into the field applying non-aggressive tactics to overcome the enemy. And as the pretenders to the throne, all of the rightful heirs are poised to receive what's rightfully theirs, not because they doing anything wrong to anybody, but just because it was already they shit to begin with, and others didn't want them to have it and was trying to steal it from them by making them not know who they was and making them believe they was from somewhere else to cause them to surrender their natural born birthright in their rightful positions on the land. And with this 8 year, as Lady Erica say, of abundance and karma, let the karma serve the abundance to the abundant ones, and let her serve the torture to the wicked. She got everybody get what they rightfully earned by karma. She don't care. She not gonna take sides. She not gonna treat the good bad and the bad good. She gonna treat the good good, and she gonna treat the bad bad. And the ones that stuck in the middle, she gonna treat them like they stuck in the middle. And it ain't nothing personal, and she don't care one way or another. Right? So, all right. Peace out. About to go fix me something to eat now.